Greetings, my 134 beautiful friends, and welcome to another edition of American Nomad, where adventure is necessary. I'm that guy from Reno. If you're new here, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, because today we're trekking to Hunter Creek Falls. We're heading out on this 6.4 mile adventure, which is out and back trail near Reno, Nevada. Generally considered a moderate to challenging route, it takes an average of about 3.5 hours to complete. This is an incredibly popular trail and area for hiking and trail running, so you're likely to encounter other people while exploring most times of the year. Hence why I chose to visit for my first time in winter, and it did not disappoint. What was a little bit eye-opening is the level of difficulty was definitely bumped up. The scree and mud and ice and snow and frozen ground made it very difficult to safely maneuver. Fortunately, I had the right gear with me. I had a pair of yak tracks for my boots to provide additional traction. I had my trekking poles, and since I left early, I started just before sunrise. I had Runner 270 lights on my boots and a really good headlamp to be able to navigate safely. That said, I had to navigate slowly because, as you can see, the drop-offs are pretty substantial, and the further you get into the route, the more sketchy it gets, to be quite honest. That being said, I took my time and greeted the day by watching the sun come up and just taking my time and kind of meditating my way through it. Now, this is 6.4 miles out and back. The elevation gain to the falls is about 1,300 feet. I somehow managed to clock 1,350, but I did scurry around a little bit, so that probably explains that. As you're working your way towards the falls, this time of year in winter, really be prepared to take your time and pay attention. You'll find that it's incredibly slippery. You know, the daytime temperatures in Reno get pretty warm, so this snow melts, and then it gets really cold at night and in the mornings. In fact, when I started my trek, it was 18 degrees. So everything was frozen, and everything that had melted the night before had just turned into sheet ice. As I make my final approach towards the falls, you can hear the thunder of the water, and it's just really majestic, and I take my one big breath and take it in. This was the first time I got to see the falls frozen. I've been out there other times of the year, and it looks different every season. But again, this is the first time I've got to experience it in winter, and it just took on a whole nother dynamic. It was so peaceful and beautiful. I couldn't help but just be taken in to the calm of what I was witnessing. I had a little breakfast, enjoyed what was left of a cup of hot coffee, and meditated for a little bit. I hung out there for probably 45 minutes and watched the sun come up, start to warm things up before I headed back. Just taking in the moment was so awesome. This waterfall is 30 feet, and in its frozen state, I was really in awe of how beautiful it was. It's definitely the most picturesque waterfall in all of Reno. This hike is highly recommended, whether you're a Reno local or you're visiting the area and looking to do something other than hanging out in the casinos. I'll have all the information in the description, including links to our Facebook page. Be sure to check it out. Whatever season that you come out to experience Hunter Creek Trail and Hunter Creek Falls, it's going to be different for each season. So be prepared with the proper gear. I think my favorite seasons now are officially winter for the challenge and the frozen waterfall, and then in fall where the area is just bursting with color. You won't be disappointed, and you'll have the best day ever. Just make sure you have the proper gear depending on the season. We thank you for joining us on American Nomad TV. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. and we'll see you next time.